everybody hear me okay? Awesome. Good evening. My name is Nick Seward, and I am serving as the committee chair for the Budget and Finance Committee of the Student Government Association Student Senate. Each member of the Senate Budget and Finance Committee has spent time studying all of the student activity portfolios budgets. At the conclusion of this process, it is the goal of this committee to present to the SGA Senate a fair allocation of the student activity fees to each SAP. I would like to thank each committee member, SAP, and advisor for their hard work and cooperation during the last few months. Tonight's hearing will be conducted in accordance with the Budget and Finance Hearings Policy and Procedure. The following rules of order shall be adhered to at all times at the discretion of the Budget and Finance Chair. When recognized to speak, the person with the floor should stand, say their name and title, speak, and sit when finished. Discussion on any given line item shall be limited to 15 minutes, at which time the chair shall table discussion on the current line item and proceed with the hearing. If needed, the chair has the authority to remove any participant or member of the audience from the hearing room. At this time, we will begin with each student activity portfolio presenting for their organization so that we can all learn a little more about what tonight's student activity fee allocations are going towards. Will the Black Student Union please come forward and share your presentations with us? Please remember that each SAP is allowed 3 minutes to present.
As y'all come up to share, we'll get your PowerPoint pulled up for you. And you're welcome to be here at the computer and just use the arrow to move through it. And if you think people might have a hard time hearing you, there's a microphone here for you as well.
Good afternoon. My name is David Malone. I'm representing the Black Student Union as the Vice President of Administration and Finance for this year. So I'd like to start off this presentation by discussing what the Black Student Union is, what we stand for, and what the funding that we are requesting will be going to. So to start off, our mission statement is unity through education. So we feel like if our community can be educated on Black culture issues facing the Black community, as well as just student life in general here at Auburn, we can create a more family-like atmosphere, better community, and better working and social relationships. So the main events that we host every year are Jazz and Poetry Night, which takes place in February. So it's actually the top picture. So we usually have a theme, but it's where everybody comes out. We have a lot of food catered. We have usually a live band playing. We have games, photo booth. But it's a lot of decorations that go into it. It's just an event everybody can come out. It's close to midterms, so it's like an unwinding type event. Same thing with Soul Food Bazaar. We bring in soul food that's catered from usually Annie George's Kitchen or one of those kind of restaurants from the area. We also have a live band for that. And same type of event, everybody comes out and has fun. So we also are in charge of the Black History Month speaker. So a few years back, we actually had Harold A. Franklin, who was the first Black student at Auburn University. He discussed the adversity that he faced while he was here, the things that he loved about Auburn, but also the things that he thought needed to be improved upon. Our next line item is Tiger Stomp, which is a collaboration between Black Student Union and the EPHC. So during this event, we have a lot of different organizations to participate in the step show. So they could, Frats and Schwartz can showcase what they've been working on throughout the year. This is usually held in the Coliseum. It's a large turnout. It's usually several hundred students. We have t-shirts made. It's paid for stage, a host, speakers, lighting, all that kind of stuff. But then we also bring in students from other universities that like to participate. And in the past, we charged them, but we made it to where all our students can get in this event for free, which is always beneficial. Our next event is Fall Forum, and this event is like a town hall type discussion. We talk about key issues facing Black students on this campus and what we can do, as a group to move forward. It's always important to identify issues, and you have to target issues before you can address them. So that's what that event is used for. And the MLK Day of Service, we actually partnered with ASB, and we take a group of students to Selma on the anniversary of Bloody Sunday. So in this event, we do community service projects around the community, and we also fellowship with other Auburn students, just doing what we can to serve. So that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Dayton. Will the International Student Organization please come forward and share your presentation with us?
Hello, my name is Vasu Prakash and I'm the Vice President of Finance and Administration for International Student Organization this year. This is the final budget hearing. So the mission of ISO is basically promoting camaraderie between students, whether it's through understanding multinational culture, whether it's promoting friendship between different cultures. And this is done over food. So that is like one of the weekly events that we have, social hours, that is key to understanding and promoting diversity, and it helps in adaptation of international students, being an international student myself. This is where I found friends, this is where I found home, this is where I call Auburn as my home. So I think it is, the events of international student organizations are key to making a camaraderie and esprit de corps, especially for international students. So the events that we have a weekly social hour, which is basically every Friday afternoon, and this focuses on different countries. So we've had Pakistan, Saudi Arabia this fall semester. These promote, we have a food based on the country's theme. We have the student association associated with that country coming here, like educating, creating awareness, games. So it's a fun and a food event which happens every week and which is key to our organization. That's what ISO is known by, first of all. The signature events that we have is International Peace Dinner, which happens every fall, where it's food, fun, and basically creating an environment of peace and tolerance, because we get to know each other, we get to know about food, we talk about cultures. So I guess it is, as the name stands, it is truly international and truly it is helpful in creating peace. Soccer tournament, that's another fun one. For all international students, we do not know American football, so that is something new when we come here. Soccer is something we all know, but it is fun to see all the student associations of different countries coming together playing, and we have not had that for the past couple of years because of COVID, so we are looking forward to starting it this year. World's Fair is an event which happens in spring, which is basically showcasing the culture, the items, like the dress, the food, and kind of a lot of photography events to like dress up in different dresses of different countries and get clipped. So all of these events are based on promoting international culture, diversity, and inclusion on campus. This year we are planning a new event, that is the Mental Health Day, and as all of us in the executive team feel that mental health is truly important, and we have recognized the importance of it in the past. I think COVID years have made us realize, because isolation is real and it affects us, and we think this is a good starting point to start to talk about it, recognize it, create awareness. I don't think we need to do the around details. So, thank you.
Thank you, Vasavi. Will Emerge, please come up and share your presentation with us.
So I'd first like to start by thanking you all for having me here today. My name is Graham Lynn, and I'm the Vice President of Administration for Emerge at Auburn Student Leadership Programs. Emerge offers students free, equitable access to high-quality leadership development opportunities and programs. So I'll first begin by talking to you guys about our programs. Explore and Explore Spring are our underclassmen focused programs. In these programs, they follow a weekly small group meeting where meetings are led by two students who've gone through the program themselves. In each of these meetings, our team leaders will facilitate discussions, teaching foundational leadership skills and how to apply these skills both on and off of campus. We aim to cultivate a community of like-minded leaders on Auburn's campus. Transform is our professional development program where we assist students in breaking into their desired career field by connecting them with an industry mentor, working with them through our self-guided curriculum, and hosting workshops. In addition to those programs, we also host a variety of events and initiatives that can be found on our AU Involved page. Some of these events include guest speaker series, as well as lunch and learns, where students are provided with a free lunch and an audience with a diverse cast of leaders from on and off Auburn's campus. In the past, we've hosted speakers such as Dr. Bernard Lafayette Jr., a civil rights organizer and activist, Alex Sheen, the founder of the Because I Said I Would social media movement, and we co-hosted Dr. Yusuf Salam, a member of the Central Park and Exonerated Five, who spent 7 years in prison as a victim of racial discrimination. In addition to those events, we also host a grant entitled Leading Beyond Auburn that can be found on our AU Involved page. This grant allows students to utilize any leadership or professional development opportunities that they may have not been able to attend otherwise or afford. Another significant part of our organization and our budget is our signature retreat, Leadership. Last May, this 4-day intense retreat gave over 40 students from all walks of campus a new perspective on what leadership is and what Auburn's campus could look like if our visions were put into effect. We host 2 professional facilitators from the Leadership Company who help our students work through leadership's curriculum that has been refined over the past 30 years to help students develop a unique understanding of what leadership and equitable practices look like on Auburn's campus. Emerge has had a touch point of around 750 students within the past year, and we have the ability to intimately impact over 200 students in our programs Explore and Explore Spring alone. Emerge at Auburn is dedicated to providing all Auburn students with the resources they need to flourish as effective and equitable leaders. We believe that the funding we receive is put to good use in educating and sharing leadership opportunities to all Auburn students. Thank you, and word.
Thank you, Graham. Will UPC please come forward and share your presentation with us?
Hi everybody, I'm Lily Covine and I've had the absolute privilege of being this year's Vice President of Finance for UPC. To start off my presentation, I kind of wanted to show you UPC through numbers this past year. So our total event attendance from October 1st to August 20th was around 11,000 attendees, and within those 11,000 students, there was 7,000 that were completely unique. And around 4,300 students attended more than one UPC event this year. What exactly is UPC? The University Program Council is a student-led programming board that works to provide fun and unique events to the student body. This is our why, and we achieve this why through our mission statement, which is to enrich each student's Auburn experience by providing inclusive and engaging programs that foster community and a positive campus culture. There are 7 committees within UPC that each have their own unique purpose, and these committees are Campus Traditions, Films, Verse 56, Special Events, Tiger Nights, Video Games, and Visual Media. This is our current leadership team that we got to work with this past semester, and they're just awesome. And then what exactly do these committees do? These committees put on a whole host of events for Auburn students that are meant to provide a space to enjoy themselves and meet others, ranging from more cultural artsy events to full-blown video game tournaments. They also include the fall concert, which was a huge success this year, the First 56 programming that's going on until October 2nd, weekly films, late-night programming, holiday lighting ceremony and celebration, and much more. These pictures are from some of my favorite events. In the top right corner is Word and Poppy Jam, and then the Valentine's Day Pop-Up, Earth Day Extravaganza, and Magnolia Ball. That's all I have to say. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Lily. Will service programs please come forward and share your presentation with us?
Good evening, I'm Justin King. I am the Budget and Finance Representative for the Service Programs, and I will share a little bit about service programs with you. So, service programs, basically, our mission is to provide students with the ability to develop and explore their leadership skills while also serving our campus, community, state, and beyond through a variety of different programs. There are 5 service programs, and some of their statistics include for Alternative Student Breaks, which is ASB, 13 trips last year across the Southeast with 144 volunteers with over 1,700 volunteer hours served. Next we have AUDM, which is AU Dance Marathon. They raised $273,328 for Piedmont Columbus Regional Children's Hospital. They had 733 restraints for the main event, and their staff size is 108 Auburn University students. Next, we have Beat Bama Food Drive. They raised 352,389 pounds for the Food Bank of East Alabama last year, which was the all-time record. They collected the highest poundage ever, as I just said. They had a staff of 174 AU students and currently growing this year to be a very large organization. Next, we have IMPACT, which actually stands for Individuals Moving People and Communities Together. They have 853 volunteers with 1,017 volunteer opportunities with 6,452 service hours completed. The big event is next, and they have 142 job sites with 657 volunteers, and they completed 3,207 service hours in a single day, which is a lot. And finally, this is Give Pulse, which is our logging service for service hours and donations and other things. There were 1,079 volunteers with 7,579 hours of service logged in Give Pulse last year. And again, this is our mission statement. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Justin. Will the Student Government Association please come forward and share your presentation with us?
Hi, everyone. My name is Jake Darling. I'm the SGA treasurer this year. I represent the SGA budget. So, talking a little bit about what student government does, our mission statement is serving and promoting the individual student, unifying all of Auburn. In a more general description is that the Student Government Association is the official governing organization of the student body with a vision to elevate the Auburn experience through student life, campus safety, and technological innovation. SGA represents the student voice, university facility, staff, and administration, as well as government entities like the Auburn City Council and Alabama State Legislature. What Auburn SGA does is more student-facing. Is that you're going to see events such as Hay Day and Career Day, which are staples of the Auburn experience. We provide funding for our mascot, Obby. We manage behind-the-scenes experiences such as shaker distribution, block student, and game day. All these things require funding, which is provided by SGA in efforts to best serve the student body and improve the student experience. Our budget is spread across many different facets of the Auburn experience. Paying for shakers during game day, we cover those. Food during events like Hay Day, that is paid for by us. And paying for transportation for external fairs events, such as traveling to Lucky Day. As an organization, we serve and represent all of the students here at Auburn University. Every student is a member of Auburn SGA, and so I appreciate all being here. As we go through the slides, you'll see the rest of the budget that we have for this upcoming fiscal year. This is a more general overview, so you can see all the line items we cover, ranging from Hay Day and external affairs, Miss Auburn, all these different events that take place throughout the Auburn experience you see on a day-to-day basis. That's covered under SGA. As we go into a little more intricate, detailed portions of the budget, we can see some line items here We see all the money Auburn, the Auburn's requiring. Athletic seating program, we see our funding for Shakers there. Looking at our relations day, we see travel supplies. For C&M, that's the promotion of elections and everything that takes place on Auburn's campus. All the hay day marketing you see, the pre-day marketing you see, that's covered under there. Going down the list further, we see more events such as pre-day, events for elections that take place. That's to elect different students to different positions, student body, whether it be e-board, onto official, executive positions like I hold, or places like J-board that's going to fall through there. As you keep going down, places like freshman forum, Staples, the Auburn experience, Heyday, Miss Auburn, outreach events, all these are kind of covered under SJ's budgeting. Schools Council, Senate, SJ leadership training. Here we're going with our student stipends for the year. This is the money we can expect to spend on student stipends. That's all I have to go. So thank you.
Thank you, Jake. Will student media please come forward and share your presentation with us?
Maybe use a mic because I'm quiet. Hey guys, my name is Cindy Bowden and I serve as the copy editor for one of the 5 student organizations, student media organizations, the Glomerata. So today we are going to cover the budget for 4 student organizations, Legal 91.1 FM, which is our radio station, The Circle, which is our literary magazine, the Glomerata, which is our campus yearbook, and Eagle Eye TV, which is our campus TV station. The 5th student organization for media is the Plainsman, but they do not receive funding from student activity fees, and Eagle Eye TV is filming us tonight, so thanks y'all. The role of student media is basically to not only serve the student body, but to serve the students who are a part of our organizations. We have between 350 and 400 students per year that are involved in leadership opportunities in student media, and it really gives them hands-on technical experience. A lot of our students who work on our organizations get hired by CNN, ESPN, the Weather Channel, and different things like that. But additionally, all of the products that come from all the student media organizations are to ultimately benefit the student body, so that whether that's handing out yearbooks, handing out the circle, or sharing things on Eagle Eye, sharing things on Beagle, we really try to share everything that's going on Auburn's campus. Basically, what you can see from all of these statistics is that student media is growing not only in members, but in audience. So for example, 100 people or more came to each of the 3 open mic night events the Auburn Circle hosted at Well Read this past year. Last year we distributed 7,500 copies of the Glomerata, and we did it within about 2.5 days. Last year 4,500 copies of the Circle were distributed. 1,561,182 minutes were watched on Eagle Eye TV's YouTube channel, which is an 832% increase in their highest watch time total. And then 13,340 unique users listened to Beagle online, a 31% increase from the previous year. I hope what you can see from all those statistics and all that information is that we really try to be intentional with our time, our resources, and the budget that we're given from student activity fees each year. It is a huge honor to be a part of student media, and I hope you've been able to enjoy the resources that we might have been able to provide. And if you have any questions, let me know. Thank you.
Thank you, Sydney. Will student organizations please come forward and share your presentation with us?
Hi everyone, my name is Cole. I'm the current chair for the organizations board. Apologies for the lack of PowerPoint, so it might look a little dull on the live stream. But essentially I'll just talk to you all about what the O board is and what the involved ambassadors are. So to start with the O board handles all provisional permanent status requests for anybody who wants to start a club or has a existing provisional status club here at Auburn. I won't get into the specifics of that for time's sake. And then we also handle funding requests for the current permanent status clubs. So like y'all are doing right now with the SAOs, we handle that in our hearings for all the RSOs. So a little bit of a comparison there. In terms of the involvement ambassadors, I'm sure if you've ever walked into the involvement suite and seen the lovely people that are sitting the desk. Those are our involvement ambassadors. They basically spearhead getting anybody that wants to be involved at Auburn involved in something that can meet their interests. So they also handle a lot of the webinars and workshops that our student organizations on our end who get approved. They have to go to those in order for them to meet the provisional status requirements. But yeah, that's all I have. Thank you.
This BNF final budget hearing is now called to order. The first order of business is to state the amount of student activity fee money available for allocation tonight. That number is $2,333,600. The total amount of money being requested by the student activity portfolios is $2,343,648.91. This means that we are short by $10,048.91, which will need to be cut from the overall budget request in order to have a balanced budget. The next order of business is to decide how much money to set aside for the reserve fund and program expansion fund for the sake of providing SAPs with opportunities for growth and flexibility throughout this year. As a reminder, the reserve fund is used for one-time requests, while the program expansion fund is used to increase existing line items or create new line items that your organization hopes to add into your budget for annual usage. Since we do not have a surplus that can be used for the reserve fund and the program expansion fund this year, the Budget and Finance Committee has decided to set aside an additional $50,000 that will be used for the program expansion fund request and the reserve fund request for this year. Since we are short by $10,048.91 plus the $50,000 we are setting aside for the program expansion fund request and the reserve fund request, a total of $60,048.91 will need to be cut from the overall budget request in order to have a balanced budget. We will now proceed with the cuts process. First, we will begin with friendly cuts. SAPs, until they are no longer willing, will offer a friendly cut one at a time to their own budget. To make a friendly cut, the SAP representative will have their budget and finance senator share a line item name, the current amount requested in that line item, the amount of the proposed cut, and the line item balance if the proposed cut is approved. The senator will stand, say their name and title, and following preliminary procedure, will make a motion to cut the requested amount from the SAP's budget. The motion needs to be made and properly seconded, and then the discussion can occur. Once discussion is ended, the committee will move to a vote. This process continues until the overall budget and finance allocation balance is positive or no SAP is willing to make any more friendly cuts. We'll start going here, and we'll go front row, and then snake around, and then start over if necessary. So, starting with SG.
Oh, yeah.
You want the mic?
Can y'all hear me? Okay, good. Smith Liberal Arts, so for the governance student activity portfolio and the line item. Okay, so it's the communications and marketing line item under the subcategory of campus media and engagements. Currently in the line item, we have allocated $9,600, excuse me, and we would like to cut $5,600. I'll move to cut the amount.
Is there a second? All those in favor of approving this cut, please say aye. All those not in favor of approving this cut, please say no. See, this cut has been approved, so it passes.
Lozano Business
All at large. I move to make a cut from the University Program Council, SAP, under the line item films, under the subcategory of guest speaker. The current funds that are in that line item are $25,000. And I move to cut $3,000 from that amount.
Is there a second? All those in favor of approving this cut, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, please say no. You guys have it, and this cut is passed. Next one, move to international students.
Right, Betsy, I moved to cut 3,000 from engineering equipment,
Which SAP?
media. Broadcast equipment, subcategory. Currently, line item is 8,000. Proposed not to cut 3,000.
Is there a second? All those in favor of passing this cut, please say aye. All those opposed, please say no. The ayes have it, and this cut is passed. Move to emerging.
Third world business
Pass. Move to BSU.
Lawyers Human Sciences, I moved to cut from the PhD collaboration line item. It just says in PhD collaboration, that's the category, $2,000. Oh, currently the line item is $50,000, proposed to cut $2,000.
Is there a second? All those in favor of this cut, please say aye. All those opposed, please say no. The ayes have it, and this cut is passed. We'll go back to SGA.
Hello, of course.
Oh, sorry, service.
Wheeler Education, I moved to cut from service, the line item, the big event, and subcategory apparel. The current amount is $8,500, and I moved to cut $4,500.
Sorry, what was the subline?
Apparel.
Thank you.
Is there a second? Those in favor of passing this cut, please say aye. Those opposed, please say no. The ayes have it, and this cut is passed. And we will move back to SGA.
Okay, back at the SGA for SAP. This line item is under the Senate, and the subcategory is nameplates. And you would like, it costs $200, and you would like to cut all of it, $200.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor of passing this cut, please say aye. All those opposed, please say no. The ayes have it, and this cut is passed. Does O Board have anything they want to offer?
Lozano Business Award, line item, student stipends, no subcategory, currently in line item 2,140. Proposed amount to cut 1,000.
We'll have to step in at this point, since we have a stipend review board that sets these stipends at specific amounts based on rubrics and grades and all those things. Stipends are a set thing, that unfortunately we can't change because of the stipend review board.
Could I do a different one? Okay. Office supplies and equipment. Currently in line item 950. Proposed not to cut.
You said 950?
Is there a second? All those in favor of passing this, or all those in favor of passing this cut, please say aye. All those opposed, please say no.
Well, are y'all gonna have enough supplies to do what you need to, or?
See, for the organization's work, we don't necessarily need any supplies, but I'm not sure how involved investors, how it goes with them. I would assume it would be that.
So you don't have like any computers or like any?
No, this is, I think, I'm pretty sure this is just like office supplies. If I'm not mistaken.
Y'all looking at me. I can't speak to the specific needs off the top of my head of what involvement ambassadors will maybe want from office supplies. What I can share is that the office as a whole has an administrative budget that the Budget and Finance senators have had the opportunity to review that has a sufficient office supplies line item in it that does typically provide some things that the involvement ambassadors end up being the ones to probably use the most. So that's the point of context that I can provide.
So all those opposed to not passing this cut, please say aye. That cut passes, and we'll move on to UBC.
All at large, I move to make a cut from the University Program Council SAP. Under the line item of video games, the subcategory is collaboration number 2. Currently that line item is $5,000. And we would like to cut $2,000.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor of passing this cut, please say aye. All those opposed, please say no. The ayes have it, and this cut is passed. Move on to International Student Organization.
Brains, Betsy, media, line item. Engineering equipment, and also want to specify that both of these, engineering equipment, both of them are legal. And then, subcategory, live sound equipment. Currently in line item, 6,000, proposed not to cut 2,000.
Is there a second? All those in favor of passing this cut, please say aye. All those opposed, please say no. The ayes have it, and this cut is passed. Moving on to emerge.
Treasurer of business, I'm going to make a cut under emergency budget, under the line of retreats, subcategory of operational expenses, and the original amount requested is $7,500, and the proposed cut is $2,500.
Is there a second? All those in favor of passing this cut, please say aye. All those opposed, please say no. The ayes have it, and this cut is passed. Go on to BSU.
Morgan's Human Sciences, BSU, under the line item office supplies, under just supplies subcategory. Currently the line item there is $655.92. We propose to cut $200.
Is there a second? favor of passing this cut, please say aye. All those opposed, please say no. The ayes have it, this cut has passed. We'll go back to service.
Wheeler Education, I move to cut from service, from the line item general and the subcategory gift pulse. Currently the line item is $12,283, and we want to cut $473.
Is there a second? All those in favor of passing this cut, please say aye. All those opposed, please say no. This cut has passed. We'll go back to SGA.
We like to pass.
All at large, I move to make a cut under the University Program Council SAP, under the line item of executive, sub-line item discretionary fund. Currently that line item is $25,300. We'd like to cut $2,300.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor of passing this cut, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, please say no. The ayes have it, and this cut has passed to item 7.
Federal business, SAP, Emerge, line item based programs, sub-line item facilities. The original amount requested is $2,500, and the proposed cut is $1,000.
Is there a second? All those in favor of passing this cut, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, please say no. The ayes have it, and this cut has passed to this,
Williams Human Sciences pass.
to service.
Wheeler Education moves to cut from service, under the line item general and the subcategory events. Currently the line item is $3,000, and we want to cut $1,000.
Is there a second? All those in favor of passing this cut, please say aye. All those opposed, please say no. The ayes have it, and this cut has passed. Going back to SGA.
All right, for the SAP.
Hold on just a second, y'all bear with me, it looks like I need to start manually doing this, it looks like something's, oh, never mind, keep going.
Okay.
Sorry.
For SAP, SGA, and then it's under athletic programming for line item, and then for the subcategory, we have wristbands, and it is a total of $2,400. We would like to cut all of it at $2,400.
Is there a second? All those in favor of passing this cut, please say aye. All those opposed, please say no. This cut has passed. Moving to
Design of business pass.
All at large, move to cut from the SAP BDC under the line item of executive, sub-line item of discretionary funds. Currently in that line item is $23,000. We'd like to cut $2,000.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor of passing this cut, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, please say no. The ayes have it, and this cut has passed to ISO.
New business
Frank, Betsy,
Surely well business movie cut from original spend, under the line item of base programs, sub-line item manuals. The original amount requested is $4,000. The new early cut is $1,000.
Is there a second? All those in favor of passing this cut, please say aye. All those opposed, please say no.
Wait, can I say something? Wait, doesn't everyone get like little booklets? And so I was in there for a while, and like, we kind of use it every week, so like, what would you guys do without? Would you guys kind of teach me that?
So this is more of a reflection of our current student participation and our meal costs from previous years. Obviously, we want to have excess money in case that we do have a massive effort for students, but we feel like 3,000 is sufficient to cover the costs.
Okay.
So we will revote. All those in favor of passing this cut, please say aye. All those opposed, please say no. You guys have it, and this cut has passed. QBS,
Williams Human Sciences passed.
to service.
Wheeler Education, moved from service under the line item ASD, the sub-line item leadership training. Currently there's 5,000, with this cut 4,000.
Is there a second? All those in favor of passing this cut, please say aye.
To the service rep, hi. So I know with ASB, like, those are the trips and stuff, so would leadership training be, like, isn't that kind of crucial, like, to make sure that the students are in good hands?
And students, it's okay if you have a situation where you need to yield time to your advisor as well, if you need their help with answering the question. Go for it, Charlotte.
Okay, so this one item was her cost if they wanted to attend any of the trainings that Breakaway hosts that have traditionally been in person, when they've had to travel, and we're hoping that there would be opportunities for that. However, Breakaway is still doing a lot of their trainings virtually, so the cost wouldn't be quite the same, and ASB hasn't utilized it necessarily in the past, as much as we were hoping for, so this is one of those where we could request a PDF or reserve fund request should ASB decide that they wanted to make it those Breakaway trainings.
Thank you.
Are there any other questions? All those in favor of passing this cut, please say aye. All those opposed, please say no. You guys have it, and this cut has passed. Moving back to SGA.
We'll pass it again.
Lozano Business Pass.
All level orders passed.
Frank, Betsy, pass.
Total business passed.
Williams Human Sciences passed.
Wheeler Education, we moved to cut from service, under the line item big event, the subline events, and currently there's 10,000 and this has 2,000.
Is there a second?
That's it.
All those in favor of passing this cut, please say aye. All those opposed, please say no. The ayes have it, and this cut has passed. Go back to SGA.
Do you pass, please?
Lozano Business Pass.
All level orders. I move to go from the UBC under the line item of Tiger Knights, subline item, or forgive me, yes, Tiger Knights, subline item, Tiger Knights Initiative Fund. we'd like to cut $4,000. Or they're currently, forgive me, currently in the line item, it's $44,000. We'd like to cut $4,000.
Is there a second? All those in favor of passing this cut, please say aye. All those opposed, please say no. The ayes have it, and this cut is passed.
Friends, Pepsi, Pepsi.
Federal business, we have cut merge under the line of base programs, subline item of team funds. The current amount is $2,000, and I would cut $750.
Is there a second? All those in favor of passing this cut, please say aye. All those opposed, please say no. The ayes have it, and this cut is passed. We're on to BSU.
Williams Human Sciences pass.
Service.
Wheeler Education
Yes, sir.
Also pass, Smith, Jonathan. Oh, Smith, liberal arts pass.
pass. Lizano Business pass.
All at large pass.
Nursing pass. Friends, Pepsi, pass.
Federal business pass.
Williams Human Sciences pass. Wheeler Education pass.
There are no more friendly cuts any SAP is willing to make, and the budget still isn't balanced, then the B&F committee will be required to make proposed cuts. Senators with the proposed cut should raise their hand and will be recognized by the Budget and Finance Chair to make a formal motion to cut a specific line item in an SAP's budget. This does not have to be for the SAP that they are representing. Again, the senator will need to refer to the SAP, the line item name they are proposing to cut, the current amount requested in that line item, the amount of the proposed cut, and the line item balance if the proposed cut is approved. The process will continue until the overall allocation balance is positive. And we will open that to discussion. If there are any cuts anybody sees fit.
So same process, raise your hand, but this time instead of just going straight to a vote, we'll make sure to open it for discussion first. And again, you are allowed to yield time to a representative from that area or to an advisor, whoever you need to.
All at large, I move to make another cut from the University Program Council. Under the line item of Tiger Nights, subline item Tiger Nights Initiatives Fund. There's currently $3,000, and that's a line item, I'd like to cut $2,000.
Is there a second? All in favor of approving this cut, please say aye. All those opposed, please say no. The ayes have it, and this cut is passed.
Sorry, I know I'm just.
Williams Human Sciences, for BSU, I propose to cut it from the line item communications and marketing. Subline item is promo items. Currently, the line item has $3,800 in it, and propose to pay $800.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor of, is there any discussion? All those in favor of passing this cut, please say aye. All those opposed, please say no. The ayes have it, and this cut is passed.
Well, I hate to be that guy, but looks like I have to be unfriendly with ISO. Under their name tag polos and sweaters, under their subline item, could we go for for sweaters, and it's $1,000. I'm asking if we can actually reduce all of it for $1,000.
Is there a second? Is there any discussion?
This would be to the, as the rep or the advisor. So with just the sweaters, would that mean that no name tags or anything, or with cutting the sweaters, would that still give, polos and name tags?
Separate name tag and separate sweater or
Right, I don't believe that $1,000 would be sufficient to purchase sweaters for the entire day.
The name tags and polos are under separate.
Are there any other points of discussion?
So if he says that $1,000 could not provide sweaters or anything, that means you'll fine, right?
I would suggest doubling that. So having $2,000 available for them to be able to purchase sweaters.
All those in favor of passing this cut, please say aye. All opposed, please say no. All in favor, please raise your hand. All opposed, please raise your hand. I will vote in favor of the cut. This cut is passed.
Zona business, I would like to move to cut from UBC under executive, the discretionary fund, and it's currently $23,000, and I'd like to cut $5,000.
I think we may go down to 21,000 in that.
Yes.
I'd
Okay,
still
how
like
much?
to cut 5,000.
5,000.
Is there a second? Is there any discussion?
So the UPC rep, can I just get like a idea of what the discretionary fund is used for?
Yeah,
Is that make the title?
of course. So UPC has the Tiger Initiative, which is their mission statement is to fund late night programming and support to other organizations. And we noticed last year we were kind of straying away from that mission, so we wanted to have another outlet so we can still partner with organizations like BSU and Emerge or the guest speaker we had for Black History Month, but without pulling away from Tiger Initiative or anywhere else in our budget. So there was like an exact place for those collaborations to go.
Are there any other points of discussion? All those in favor of passing this cut, please say aye. And raise your hand. All those opposed, please say no. Raise your hand. The ayes have it, and this cut is passed.
Wheeler Education, I moved to cut from service, under line item the big event, under the sub-line item publicity. Currently there's 3,000 and we could place it at 5,000.
Is there a second? Are there any points of discussion?
Wait, is this to like let people know about your service opportunities that you have available when they come up? yourself.
Hi, for truly publicity, we had a surplus of supplies left over. We didn't gain anything, so we're able to use it. So we're happy with this. So that's other
Are there any other points of discussion? All those in favor of passing this cut, please say aye. All those opposed, please say no. The ayes have it, and this cut is passed.
So I need to cut from ISO promo under the promo items and printing materials, which is right now 4,500. It's now 4,000. Cut 500 This was raised extensively from the previous year, but this would still get rid of it.
Is there a subline item for that? Is there a second? All those in favor, is there any discussion? All those in favor of passing this cut, please say aye. All those opposed, please say no. The ayes have it, and this cut is passed.
I'm gonna go a little out of line here, but I'm gonna move myself, even though I have no privilege to do that as a senator, but I think y'all will be okay with this. I'm gonna suggest that one of these senators maybe propose that we cut $3,000 from the student involvement administrative budget, student staff or staff professional development funds. We'll still be able to provide staff with the opportunity to go to the things that they need to. We just may not be able to do as many extra things. So I'm opening it up for any senator to propose that we cut $3,000 from staff professional development and the involvement administrative budget.
Your mission sign says, I move that we cut $3,000 from the student involvement administrative budget.
Is there a second? Are there any points of discussion?
Somebody can help me with this.
I'm taking minutes. One of the advisors look it up. I'm taking minutes.
Here, I'll do it, but 3,000 is more than we needed to cut, so we're good. So I'm gonna ask Nick just to go ahead, unless there's anybody that has other cuts that they're wanting to make, ask them to go ahead and move forward with those cuts. So I'll figure out those specific afterwards, but we're gonna be enough of it.
We have now balanced the budget for fiscal year 2022 and 2023. So the Budget and Finance Committee will now be writing legislation and passing it through the SGA Senate floor to confirm approval of your full budget request for usage in the new fiscal year, which begins on October 1st. SAP representatives will not be required to attend the upcoming Senate meetings where the legislation will be considered. We will reach out to you if it is determined that any adjustments are needed. Now, let me remind you of 4 important expectations of you for the weeks and months ahead as we enter a new fiscal year. Your money is being allocated to specific line items, and it is expected that the funds allocated are used only for those specific purposes. If for any reason you decide you need to use money in a different manner or move money from one line item to another, you must request approval through the Budget and Finance Committee according to the Code of Laws. You may bring this type of request to your BNF representative at any time throughout this year. During the year, we encourage you to use our form on AU Involved to submit any reserve fund or program expansion fund requests if you realize you need more money for something or have a new program or project that you want to provide for students. Also, feel free to reach out to your BNF representative at any time to talk through your needs. With this said, remember that there will be limited funds available for PEFs and RFRs this year. So, it is likely that not all of them will be approved, meaning it is important for you to request the money proactively rather than after something has happened. Each year, the BNF committee conducts carryover hearings in late October to handle the carryover of some money from the previous fiscal year to the new fiscal year to cover expenses from the previous year. You will be allowed to carry over money left over from last year's budget only if there are purchases you have already made but that have not yet made it through the university's budget process. Student representatives, please work closely with your advisors and admins to determine if you have any line items you will need to carry over money to cover recent expenses that don't get fully processed on September's budget. Any other money that you have left over from last year will be moved into the reserve fund and used for future PEF and RFR requests. We will email you instructions soon for submitting any carry requests that you have. Lastly, make sure to use the budget tracker that we will provide to you soon to track all of your expenses on a weekly basis throughout this year. This will take good communication between students, advisors, and admins. We expect every organization to be thoroughly and consistently managing their own budget tracker by remaining in close communication between students, advisors, and admins. These trackers will help you record every expense that your organization has so that you can be aware of where you stand. And they will also provide a great tool to pass on to your successor for when they are budgeting next year. To close, we have balanced the budget for fiscal year 2022 and 2023. And the Budget and Finance Committee will spend the next 2 weeks going through the process of having the Student Senate confirm the budgets before they're allocated out to you. Are there any questions? Thank you in advance for the ways in which you will responsibly serve the student body through the usage of their student activity fee being allocated to you. This meeting is adjourned. Thank you and War Eagle.